All right, chat. So today we are creating a NBA 2K27 wish list video. And how we're going to create that 2K27 wish list video is by breaking down NBA 2K26 offline edition. So I would say about 97 to 99% of this video is going to be about Play Now, Blacktop, and My League. Because around this time in 2028, that's all we're going to get anyways. And unfortunately, we're still going to get charged around $70 for that. So anyways, this is going to be a offline edition, so I would say about 97 to 99% of this video is going to be about Blacktop Play Now in My League. Yes, we'll still touch on my career because I have a lot to say about that too. I'm going to talk about my team for a little bit, Park a little bit, because those are the more popular modes within the game. But then again, as you read by the title, this is an offline edition. So, anyways, I don't want to do too much talking because I filmed this video twice, and this video ended up being way over an hour plus than what I thought it was going to be. So, anyways, that being said, let's get straight into it. I'm going to have 2K on the screen somewhere right here. So then we're all on the same page of what we're going to talk about in the video. Okay. All right, let's start with my career. Now, I should have said this in the intro, but I'll say it now. This is coming from somebody that spent the $100 version of this game. So what 2K26 or NBA 2K did this year was they got us. Not gonna lie. Especially the content creators, they got us. They decided this year to release 2K a week early and then release to everybody else a week later for early access. So again, this video is for people that do not have NBA 2K26. For the people that do have NBA 2K26, how do I feel about it? For those that don't have it, should you buy it? I know Christmas is in a couple of weeks, New Year's. This game has been on sale since Thanksgiving. So, I mean, that should tell you a lot within itself. But again, this is a wishlist video and a how do I feel about 2K at this point? I believe it's now 110 plus days since the game has been released. So, anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Starting with my career in 3, 2, 1. All right. So for those that don't know what my career is essentially a storyline, a pathway to the NBA. They've been doing my career since I would say maybe 2K7. Many may say 2K10 when my career was actually created. But they also had back storylines back in the older 2Ks called 24/7. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it was called. But anyways, this year's storyline is decent. So this year's storyline, you start out in high school. I believe you're around 17 years old. You have your first job working at the diner. Meanwhile, you're trying to juggle becoming a top recruit in your draft class, right? In your high school class. You play the one high school game. You play the open run game. You then pick your club basketball or AAU as I would call it. You pick your team. Yes, you are suspended by force. I guess your player was trying to rizz up too many NPCs and you overslept and you become suspended. One of the biggest games in the storyline within the AAU storyline, club basketball storyline, right? After that, you're back to the story. You're back dropping everybody off. You then hire an agent who ends up looking like Berlizzi. After that, you go play overseas for the year, learning and adjusting and adapting to overseas basketball, and then you come back to the States and you are drafted in the second round I guess it depends on the team that wants you. I was second round, first overall. Me personally, what I would have done different. Again, I think the storyline is pretty decent. I'm gonna get into the character in a second, but as far as the storyline, it's cool. The only thing that I would do differently though is give us the ability to play college, or let me start with this. Choose between college, overseas, and the G League, like how they had back in the, I think 2K21 or 22. Give us the ability to choose between college, overseas, and the G League. Now, as we all know, 2K is creating a college basketball game, so I guess it makes sense why they didn't put college in there. But then again, in defense, 2K20, because 2K18, I was a DJ. I don't know how I made the league as a DJ. 2K19, I was overseas with Ray and them. And then 2K20, I believe, was the college Bay Skyhawks, whatever. So, me personally, I would have a fictional college to choose from. Maybe take a JUCO route, drop everybody off there, all the NPC players there, and then be selected first overall in the first round. I don't know why I'm forced to be a second rounder, when in my opinion, my stats are better than Cooper Flags. Why was I picked second round? I don't know. Maybe I'm just too unique. I don't know. And then after that, you're pretty much in the NBA. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to be like Kai Cenat, or I show speed and vlog my NBA journey, but it is what it is. Storyline is decent. Now, get into the character. I'm gonna be one of those rare content creators that give the voice actor a little slack. Because I've been seeing a lot of people bash the voice actor for having a Tyrese Halliburton, Karl Anthony Towns voice. But that's why I told y'all in the last wish list to give us more voices to choose from, like how I was in 2K15, so we do not have this problem. For the people that are dissatisfied with the voice that we are given. For example, if I want to be 5'9" and sound like Shaquille O'Neal, let me do that. Because again, a lot of people were dissatisfied with the voice that was given us. I guess some people want to have a Mikey Williams voice, a 25, 26-year-old voice at 17. Not everybody's gifted with that. But hey, it is what it is nonetheless. But again, next year for 2K27, scan some of these people's voices as well. Just like you had in 2K15, give us more voice actors so that we do not have this problem. If we want to have a 7'2", 300 pound hippopotamus build, let it sound like Shaq. You know what I mean? An elephant build, let it sound like Shaq. Or if I want to be 5'5" and have a raspy voice like the Keme Matumbo, R.I.P., let us have that voice then. You know what I mean? So we just not stuck with a voice that we don't want. But I am gonna give him a little slack because, again, we do start out as a high schooler. So, I mean, not everybody has a deeper voice at 16, 17. A lot of people's voice don't kick in until like 21 or whatever. But anyways, here's builds, right? I do have a lot of builds. Now, I am not a gatekeeper. If you guys want me to start dropping build videos, I can do that. But this, for those that don't have 2K26, here's the menu for my player builder, MP builder, as they call it. They have community builds now, but there was a point in time where that wasn't out. NBA builds, Pro Toon builds, these are for those that know what builds are. These are your technically your player how they're gonna play in the game, right? So you can have the community builds from the best creators within the 2K community. You have their suggested builds, pre-builds from NBA players that are in the league or retired, pro 2K player builds, and then you create your own build. However you want them to play like. Um, let me do this real quick. Now, this is the template that we're given, the attributes, create them how you want them to play, and then they give us something a little that looks like this here. I'll just use this bill as an example, right? Shades of who that player is, the archetype, the go-to badges, top attribute, strength, and weaknesses, which I do like that 2K added. Again, this is the little things. The little things that 2K put in the game this year, I am noticing, but it could be a lot more, whatever we're going to talk about later on in the video. But it gives us a scouting report, the strengths, poster waiting to happen, handles with surgical precision, drops threes like it's nothing, it hounds players defensively, and he has no weaknesses. He shouldn't have weaknesses anyway. So you can see the go-to badges are Legend. The red is Legend. Aerial, Wizard, Pogo Stick, and Posterizer. So those are the main things that this build has as the top things that you will notice from this build. Anyways, again, if you guys want me to drop build videos, I can. I'm not a gatekeeper. I've been seeing a lot of TikToks of people gatekeeping these LeBron, Jordan, Kobe builds. Share that build. We're trying to go crazy too. No, you will never get my build. Talking like Kratos behind the screen. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to see what's up with the builds. But anyways, that's that. Now, the biggest problem with my career is the servers. The reason why I say the servers are a big problem within the 2K community is because around this time in 2028, you will never be able to play my career ever again. So that's why it's important to really enjoy the my career storyline while you have it because it's not forever. 2K has been doing this since NBA 2k18 for some reason. When the servers cut off, everything is done instead of the or excluding blacktop play now in my league, which, as I said in the intro, will still cost $70. My biggest thing also with my career would also be the things that we get for 2K, like VC, which you already know VC has been a problem since, I believe, 2K21. We're not going to talk about that too much. You already know the park, pro-am, um, rec, theater, whatever people play nowadays. That's the most popular mode within the game. Around this time in 2028, your build is like that rabbit. Time is ticking. Essentially, you're pretty much renting a build for 2 years, and when the servers cut off, it's over. All the hard-earned money you put into those builds with a Z, not an S, a Z, you'll never be able to touch that again. Alongside with my team, all the hard-earned money you put into creating the best team within the game, servers cut off, you'll never be able to touch that my team again. The only thing I will say is the All-Star team up. Why is that behind the paywall now? I have no idea. Because 10 years ago, it wasn't. Now all of a sudden it is. It's nuts. Anyways, that's my career. One thing I will say that I do like about my career though, as far as the players, the ability to export our player into my league, which is I think is going to be the longest portion of the video. You can upload your player to a my league, but you can't export it so everybody can use it. 2K27, that would be a nice touch to export our faces so everybody can use them. So we can have an entire my league with people's face scans. We can have our very own 24-hour club. But think about it, chat. We can have our own 24-hour fitness team in my league. Our own adult league team. Anyways, that's my team. Again, one thing I will say about my team though, I do like how the WNBA is integrated within the NBA as far as my team. I'll save what I'm about to say for like Because what I was gonna say is I would like to see in my league when we do our fantasy draft to integrate the WNBA with the NBA in my league fantasy draft. But I'm gonna save that for what we're about to talk about in a couple of minutes anyway. Because that's next, right next to my team. My team has always been this pay to win, build your own roster, your fantasy roster, your own dream team, and go up against everybody around the world to see if your team is better than theirs. But again, around this time in 2028, time is ticking. You'll never be able to touch that build again when those servers cut off December 31st of 2028. Not mistaken. So again, by that logic, NBA 2k24 got about 2 weeks left. Got about 2 weeks left, and after that, you'll literally be charged $70 for laptop playing out of my league. So at least if you're gonna give us that, give us something to remember. At least something to play while these other games, the 2K27 28 servers are still alive. Anyways, my league. My league, my league, my league. About to cook with my league. Between my league and Blacktop, I thought long and hard about it. Pause. Yeah, it's about to get real. Anyways, let's get into my NBA, shall we? My NBA is essentially the same as 2K25. For those that don't know what my NBA is, they added this thing called eras within the game. So you start from the Magic Bird era, the Jordan era, the Kobe era, LeBron era, the Steph Curry era, which they added last year, and modern NBA of 2025-26 season, right? One thing that I would like to see within the my league era, and for those who don't know what my league is well at first it was you start from that specific time of the season and you can play like years and years and years and years into the future. Now we can go back to the 80s and play all the way up until today to see how much different the NBA would be if you were the general manager of the NBA. The only thing that I would like to see added is the Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain era to be out, to be able to play in black and white with no 3 point line. Will really show you how far we came in the sport. Right? Show you guys a prime example. I'm just saying, chat. To be able to play 2K in this era, I mean, it should be no 3 point line. I believe this is next gen 2K, but still, the ability to play 2K like this. Now, I do know they have the reshade filters where you could technically kind of play in an era like this, but it's more so back to the 80s. But to play in an era like this, no 3 point line. Now, again, I already know. I don't want to use Bill Russell and play against plumbers. Use Wilt Chamberlain, Moses Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and we're playing against plumbers. They're playing against assistant principals. But still, though, you gotta think from a perspective. Look how far we came from no 3 point line to players shooting from beyond half court. We came a long way, though. So I think that would be a nice touch for Miley is to add, to add the veterans, the pioneers of the game, right? So, anyways, back to recording this. You could pick any era. I'm just gonna pick the modern era for now, right? This is how it looks. There's different slideshows that they show. I'm gonna skip past that so this video is not 2 hours, right? So this is the setup. How do you want it to look? Whatever. None of this really matters for right now. You pick your team that you want to pick. I'm picking the Warriors for obvious reasons. Um, And then now you're here within my league. LeBron is retiring. I don't think he's retiring anyway. But anyways, we're in my league. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about my league, but one thing I will say, the All-Star weekend, All-Star weekend needs to be revamped. Both NBA and WNBA version need to be revamped. Let me explain why I say that. Prime example. Okay. This is NBA 09 The Inside on the PSP. And the reason why I'm pulling this up is because this game, or this video at least, is 16 years old. Technically, probably be a sophomore in high school. It has the skills challenge. The reason why I bring that up is because 2K in 2025-26 does not have this. But a game in 2008, 2009 did. Look, literal skills challenge within 2K. No, it's not 2K. This is from, I think, Sony Interactive. But 2K does not have this in the game. This is the only thing that is missing within the guy side. Again, we're going to talk about the W. A lot of things that they're missing that I've been asked for 2 years. It's still not in the game. But it's still the little things, 2K. Why is this not in the game? The dunk contest has came a long way. We went from what? Not having in the game to NBA Live having I think, the best dunk contest you could possibly have. You could literally throw the ball off the top of the roof and still dunk the ball. Meanwhile, 2K, we just trolling a right stick around. Literally, this all we're doing is just twirling this around to get a good dunk. And before that, it was Guitar Hero, and after that, it was Oh, let me say this. First, now it's twirling the right stick around. Before that, it was double tapping square, and before that, it was Guitar Hero. So I'm just saying, why is this not in the game? It's getting to a point. I'm just saying, let's get to it. Anyways, let's keep moving. Back to recording this. 3, 2, 1. So there's that, right? Now, team relocation. Shoe City is fine. Team branding is fine. But designing your own arena. Extremely outdated. We've had the ability, the opportunity, the blessing to create our own courts since NBA 2K16, 10 years ago. Or even, actually, we've been having creative courts even longer than that, but it was revamped in 2K16. Why do we not have the ability 10 years later, 10 plus years later, to create our own gym size? Let me explain. Here's the floor, which I don't have a problem with, but it's this part here, designing the arena. 2K. It's been 10 plus years. Now again, we have different arena venues, but by now we should have the ability to create a high school gym or a college arena if we wanted to. Like, say for example, right, if I wanted to create a high school storyline, I should have the ability to create a high school gym. What's wrong with that, 2K? If I wanted to create a high school gym, I should be able to do that. A college arena should be able to do that. It shouldn't all be under an NBA size arena. High school gyms are not playing on NBA courts unless it's one of those kind of, I don't know, those tournaments or whatever. But it should be right under arena name, or right in between arena and arena name should be high school, college, or NBA. I'm just saying it's been way too long to be stuck with just different capacity size arenas. And we have to choose the smallest arena, which is what, 18,000 people, so it could be a high school. I shouldn't have to go play NBA 2k23 on the PC to have a high school experience. That should already be in next gen. That's just my opinion. The rest of this stuff, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, again, back to arena, Jumbotron, if we want to add it, scores table, add our own pictures, seating colors. Again, if we had our own high school section or college section, maybe that'll be added within the college game, that 2K dropping. I don't know. But in 2K27, they'll be very generous in 2K, very appreciated by 2K, giving us the ability to have the option to say, oh, I want to create a high school gym. Give us that option. Right under arena. Or if I want to create a college arena, there's that option. Not just stuck with NBA size arenas and having to pick the smallest arena again for high school or one of the, I guess, whatever one for college. It'd also be nice to have a shorter high school line or 3-point line for college. And anyways, that's that. Everything else within this is fine. I'm gonna get into the W side of this because none of this is in the W. It is, but it's one big thing that's missing within the W side. But other than that, I mean, 2K's been pretty much the same. I'm gonna leave that to the My League heads that really take My League serious, that played 50 years within the future of 2K. 'Cause I know the biggest thing is scouting. I know they added morale in the game. I don't really care too much about the morale. Um, what else did they add? Oh, it's the sliders for players. Players not playing as they should be playing. Yeah, they might go off within simulation, maybe, but when you play against them, they're not playing as they normally would. Anyways, that's that with my league. So let's keep moving. One thing I will say before we move on, though, one last thing. Again, you could export your player from my career to my league, but you can't share that face with everybody. Which again, I think that'd be pretty dope, pretty cool to have 24-hour fitness team in my league. Just everybody's face games. Pretty dope. Anyways, let's keep moving. Let's head into playing it. Starting with quick play. Quick play, same as it always been since the beginning of 2K. One thing I will say, because I know it's ran by AI, the pro play or whatever. As far as controls go, in my opinion, it's the same as 25. It is a little slower, a little smoother, but if you put 25 and 26 next to each other, you might notice a difference. But if you play the same, it might not be a difference. One thing that I will say that I would like to see within Play Now is the ability to say, hey, this is the announcer for the IRL Lakers team. Imagine you're playing 2K against the Hornets and you hear the Charlotte Hornets announcer announcing the game. The Golden State Warriors announcer announcing the game. The Cleveland Cavaliers announcer. Again, the Lakers announcer. Every team play-by-play announcer doing the voiceovers for the home team. No way, team. That'd be amazing. That would be peak 2K if they did so. But again, 2K has recycled the same people over and over and over and over again. One thing I will say, and this also goes within my league, 2K, you have to fix this problem, bro. I'm gonna put it on the screen, but you have to fix this problem with the starters. You know how in 2K they introduced the starters within the game? Why in the world is my starting five running in the crowd? What is that? I've noticed that last year when I create a team. Why are players being introduced and running in the crowd? Why? They should be dapping up their teammates, maybe doing a handshake at the end of the introduction, and getting ready for the game, getting hyped for the game. Not them running through the crowd. What team does that? 2K, like, come on, it's the bugs in the game that have to be fixed. That should have been fixed, but are still not fixed. Anyways, that's that. Play now online is pretty self-explanatory. You just play people online with the same rosters as Quick Play. NBA Today are the games for today. Quick Eras are for eras that we talked about within the My League. They're just eras in the Quick Play. See the eras you have. The only era that's not added is the current era, which is considered Quick Play. But anyways, if you want to use different eras and use the different rosters at the time, you can use them. The 2016-17 Warriors was 16-17 Cavs. And then I'm about to cook with Blacktop. I repeat, I'm about to cook with Blacktop. Because this right here could honestly be better. My ideas could be better than Park. My ideas could honestly be better than Pro Am. My ideas could be better than any online thing that's in the game. That people will play more than not. Keeps it. Anyways. Here's my thing with Blacktop. Matter of fact, let me stop this so we have more time to talk about it. So I don't want this to overlap with quick play. 3, 2, 1, Blacktop. So boom, 2K. Blacktop needs to be all the way makeover, not just revamp. I'm talking about a huge makeover. Like, okay, I get it. 1v1 through 5v5 is cool. That's been in the game since forever, right? Let's expand beyond that. Let's add some more modes to this. Let me give you guys an example. So now that I've pulled up all the stuff that I wanted, looking back, 2K is sad, bro. You had so much stuff in your game that you decided to just take out the game? Like, bro, like, before I even get into that, let's just talk about Blacktop in general. 3, 2, 1, boom. Right? 1v1 through 5v5 is cool. Let's build upon that. 1v1, whoever you want to play against, whoever you want to play against. I do like the fact that we have load roster. That's cool, right? But 2K Ringers versus Ballers is expired. Like, Ringers versus Ballers is honestly expired milk. Like, we've been having Ringers versus Ballers since like 2K5. Can we switch it up? Me personally, what I would like to see, if you're doing 2v2 through 5v5, okay, let's start 1v1. It should be, instead of Ringers versus Ballers, it should be Shea versus Kyrie. not just fingers versus balls. In my opinion, that gives more of a I'm the leader kind of feeling. You know what I mean? So if you're running 2v2, 3, 5v5, whoever the best player is, that person should be named team captain. So say for example, right? Let's say if we have, okay, I see the Warriors is 5v5. Curry, Gary Payton the second, Moses Moody, Draymond, and Quentin Post. Obviously, we all know the team captain is Steph Curry. I mean, 2K, if you could AI pro play, you should be able to AI Team Curry versus Team Shea. Their starting five would be Shea, J Dub, Chat, Caruso, and Case and Wallace, right? Whoever. Ornstein, Frankenstein, whatever. Obviously, we know the best player is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. So it should be Team Curry versus Team Shea. That's just my opinion, right? Again, if you could AI everything else, you'd be able to AI the best player, and it should be named after them. Team Curry versus Team Shea, or Team LeBron versus Team Kobe, Team Jordan versus Team Carmelo, whatever, right? Whoever the best player is, that's who the team should be named after. What I would like to see within 2K27 or in future 2Ks is the ability for players to wear their brands on the court. So we all know Shea, be having you be having that on, whatever, having that drip on. You should be able to wear Shea clothes. Or Curry wears his Curry brand. Or LeBron wears his LeBron brand. Jordan wears Jordan brand. Players wearing their own brand instead of wearing regular jumpsuits or just t-shirt shorts. That's getting kind of old too, 2K. Like these players, they want to express themselves off the court. On the court, they should be able to express themselves too. I'm just saying. Let's expand past 1v1 through 5v5, ringers versus ballers, things of that nature, right? But one thing that I do want to see within future 2Ks, I'm just going to pick a random four just for this video, right? Again, you can see Tyrese Maxey is the best player, so it should be Team Maxey versus Team Embiid. One thing I would like to see from future 2Ks is to play on a different court. You've been playing on the same court for a while now. And if you look back at older 2Ks, look at how far this game came from Blacktop. Shout out to Video Games Evolution. Look at how far this game came from 2K21 all the way to 2K20. Look at this. It's 2K1. Now here's 2K4. Different courts, different court designs. It would really be cool though if we had the ability to upload our own courts and play them on a blacktop like this. And honestly, blacktop, in my opinion, now look at this, bro. It's a different scenery. Instead of playing on the same court we've been playing on since 2K23. Look at this. It's snowing. So you mean to tell me the PS5 can't run this? 2K? It's snowing in this. Look at this. But yeah, we're stuck on the same court that we've been playing on since forever and ever in 2K23. I'm just saying. Well, anyways, that's that. Right? What else would I want to see added into the blacktop before we get into what I would love to see 2K add within future 2Ks? Again, team names, players run their own brands, different court sceneries. Again, you can have the fans on the side, like how they've been having. We just want a different scenery. See how they changed it up every once in a while? It was snowing, playing on a What is this? They playing on the beach? NBA Live, they had different sceneries. But 2K, especially for the last few years, I mean, the same thing, just copied and paste. Different sceneries like this would be really cool, especially for storyline reasons. Is there anything else before we get into the next part of Blacktop? Mm, I don't think that's. I don't think there's anything else. I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on with that part. But the one thing, or the few things I would love to see, I find very sad and unfortunate that 2K took this out the game. You know how 2K is. They take some out the game, wait a few years, maybe 5 to 6 years, say, you know what? Let's add this in the game. Let's say it's brand new, knowing that this has been in the game for years. With proof of evidence. One thing I would like to see started from NBA 2K9. Where's 2K9? Let's start with NBA 2K9. See, this was prime, not really prime 2K. This was like rookie year 2K, 2K9. They had a slam dunk contest no matter who you wanted to pick on Blacktop. It didn't matter who you wanted to pick. Put that into the game. We have Chris Paul in the dunk contest. 2K is the little things.
Hang time as well. Chris Paul.
Look at this, bro. And I ain't gonna lie. The Clippers, y'all wrong for that.
Ready to see what he can do. Uh-oh. Setting up an oxygen for
This, bro. They had this on Blacktop. The only way you can play the dunk contest now is in my league. They had this in Blacktop in 2K9. And let me move out the way. Y'all see this, bro? 2K9. NBA 2K9. Now it has never been in a game since. I think 2K11. Very unfortunate 2K11. Come on. They had the dunk contest. They had the 3-point contest in 2K11. Right? All the stuff that you have to only could do in my league, it was in Blacktop in the older 2Ks. 2K9 dunk contest, 2K11 3-point contest. I believe dunk contest was in there too. Not really sure. But 2K11 also has celebrities on Blacktop. You can see Snoop Dogg shooting for possession. This is Drake. They're about to play 1v1. Now, granted, 2K25, you could kind of do this, but since you can't share rosters from PC to console for, what do they call it? You can't share rosters with PC and console for certain reasons only they can explain. Let's just put it that way. But as you can see, there's Drake versus Snoop in a 1v1. And then the 2K11 dunk contest. Look at this, bro. Keep in mind, the whole point of this is that all of this was in Blacktop, by the way. Yes, it's in different years, but still, the principles. All of this was in Blacktop. Legend. This honestly is a heartbreaking part. 2K12. Now, granted, it was in the Legends Showcase, meaning it was only for the Legends edition of the game. But still, though, y'all could really add this back in 2K27, say it's brand new. But look at the stuff that this game came with. 2v2 teammate challenge, 3v3 era challenge. So that means you can have, imagine having Prime Shay, or like today's Shay, Prime 2016 Curry versus LeBron a now versus Jordan of now of 90s, whatever, right? The era's challenge. Game of Horrors. Why was this took out the game? I don't understand that. Why was era challenge, teammate challenge, horse, game of 21, not just 1v1 through 5v5, a game of 21, a pickup regular 1v1 through 5v5, and then bonus features. Chad, look at the stuff they had in this game, bro. Like, this video is specifically just horse. Well, hear me out, bro. Look at this. You mean to tell me 2K can't act this back in the game? You mean to tell me 2K has the hardest time adding horse back in the game? Will we make this though? Absolutely not. But it's still the principles. Even with Blacktop, I would love to see the WNBA integrated in Blacktop. Because I don't think the W has ever been in Blacktop since what 2K20 they've been adding the game. They've never been in Blacktop. Again, earlier in the video I said I do like how they integrated the WNBA, the NBA within my team. But again, let's expand past that. Let's bring co-ed basketball in Blacktop. If I want to have Caitlin Clark versus Curry and Angel Reese versus Jordan, Michael Jordan, that should be a possibility. Let that happen. That would be a nice thing to see co-ed basketball, women playing against men in a mode like this. Or even with the Legends Showcase, right? Let's have WNBA players doing stuff like this too. Not just NBA players, not just Legends, but also the WNBA players. Have them play horse. That'd be pretty fire though, right? What else do they have in their game? It's just so much things that they have in Blacktop. But to review, again, let's expand past 1v1 through 5v5. Because basketball, especially at the park, is way past just that. Right? Let's put in Blacktop dunk contest. Let's bring this back. No matter what player you want to use. If I want to use Chris Paul, Spud Webb, Muggsy Bogues, and Steph Curry for a dunk contest on Blacktop, let's make that happen. 3-point contest on a Blacktop. No matter what player I want to use, if I want to use Shaq, Dikembe Mutombo, Hakeem Olajuwon, Pascal Siakam in Sabonis for 3-point contest, let my dreams be a reality, 2K. I shouldn't have to go to my league for that to be a reality. Let that be in Blacktop as well. Celebrities being in Blacktop. I ain't gonna lie, celebrity all-star teams coming back. That'd be W. That'd be a big W too. Bring back the celebrity all-star teams, like how they have in real life. What else? Again, Blacktop Dunk Contest. And bring it back a showcase. Not just Legend Showcase, but different modes within Blacktop. 2v2 teammate challenge, 3v3 era challenge, horse, game of 21, 3 players was casually playing a game of 21. And in the pickup game. And honestly, Blacktop should really be more so of a street ball league, if anything. Not just, normal basketball. I should be off the heels like NBA Street was back in the day. That's what Blacktop kind of is, though. NBA Street is Blacktop mode, but arcade and fun. That's what 2K should bring back. Is an arcadish feel to the Blacktop mode, and also bringing women in to the Blacktop experience, alongside players being named after, or the team name being named after the best player, and players win their certain brands while they are in Blacktop. Telling you, bro, that stuff right there will make 2K longevity go up. Promise you. Anyways, let's keep moving. 'Cause the rest of this stuff, I mean, I don't know if y'all play that, but I don't even touch stuff like that. Anyways, let's get into the WNBA. I'll pause this real quick. All right, let's talk about the WNBA. Now, the WNBA being added in 2K, I will say that is a W. And I will also say that 2K has came a long way with expanding with the W. But for the last couple of years, there's been some things that I've wanted within the game that still not have been added. So, get into it, right? The W, which is essentially the my career for the WNBA. Build a my player and define your legacy in this WNBA career mode where you aim to win championships, and ultimately be crowned the GOAT. See, the W is cool. The only thing that's really missing is a storyline. I want to be able to experience playing girls basketball instead of just literally creating a player just hopping right into the WNBA. I want to experience a storyline within women's basketball. Just like the men's side, they gave us an entire storyline for the men. Why is it not for the women? Why? I don't know. The WNBA quick play, pretty self-explanatory, same as the NBA. There is no legend teams for the W. Why? Don't know. There are plenty of legendary teams that 2K could add for the WNBA. For example, the Houston Comets, Sacramento, Sacramento Monarchs, Maya Moore's Lynx teams, Candace Parker team that beat that Lynx team 2016. It's a lot of prime throwback teams that they could add within the W's legendary teams, but 2K just doesn't have. Why? I don't know. Yeah, I could add this for commentary too. I know it's late to say this too, but I guess since we're in the W in commentary, the commentary's been the same for the last few years. I would like to see a little switch up in between. Every few games, it'd be a different commentator. But I do want to see at some point in time Charles Barkley in the game. Some point in time, I would love to see Charles Barkley sitting at uh, that table right next to Kenny, as he'll be in real life. Now it's Shaq, EJ, Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, and Charles Barkley. The reason why Charles Barkley is not in the game, more so within the halftime show or the end of the game, is because he wants 2K to pay the retired players, and 2K said F all that. So that's the reason why you have not seen Charles Barkley in any of these 2K games, is because he wants 2K to pay the retired basketball association or whatever to give them some money. But 2K has yet to even acknowledge them in that way. But again, as far as commentary goes, I would love to see a different switch up every now and again for commentators. Now, as far as my WNBA goes, I've been asking this for 2 years, and yet again, it's still never been added. But before we get into that, this is the setup. Again, if you want to use custom rosters, you can, which I do like. You pick your team. Um, it don't really matter. Guess Sky doesn't really matter. Um, Draft class. I'm just get straight into it. Team relocation, not it. Now again, just like the guy side, there's Choose City, team branding. You can design your own arena and uniform. But if you guys remember, our peak game within the male side, there is community uploads for the male side, but the women's side, as you can see, it is not there. 2K. Why? Why do the women not have a 2K community upload side? If you take the time out of your day to create a male 2K community uploads, that should literally be copied and pasted into the women's side. Because now, essentially, for people like me that create rosters, we have to create them from scratch. And it will be very time convenient to say, I don't have to create the courts and the uniforms because they're already there with team community uploads. But since it is not there, we have to create them from scratch. Now, again, there is a college basketball game coming out, so that eliminates the college side that I normally do. But still, though, why is there no community uploads for the women's side? Again, everything else is there. Choose city, team branding, design arena, design your own uniforms. But to save it so that the community could use your designs, it's not there. Why? I have no idea. Only 2K can explain that. But the rest of this stuff is kind of the same as my NBA. The biggest problem within this game, the mode, I do like how you could pick your teams, but it's only one event. It's just the All-Star game. Now, granted, the WNBA only has three events: the skills challenge, the three-point contest, and then the actual All-Star game. Like 2K, it's not hard to integrate a WNBA three-point contest within the My League. Why is it not there? Like 2K, come on, bro. It gets to a point. Not to mention that we don't hold a trophy. We still can't hold a trophy. We still crank that Soldier Boy after winning the three-point dunk contest. And I presented a trophy, a sign like, dang, I actually did that. You don't have that option. Like, come on, 2K, like this stuff could be added in the game. Again, the WNBA only has three modes, three events with an All-Star weekend. Skills challenge, which is also not in the NBA, the three-point contest, and then the actual All-Star game. It would be pretty cool to have a dunk contest from the WNBA. I think that would feed families. But again, that's why I said earlier within the blacktop mode, allow co-ed basketball from the blacktop and have the dunk contest, three-point contest, celebrity game, celebrity team, celebrity game, all that stuff that I showed earlier for the women's side as well. Again, that's interesting stuff to play within the game. Because keep in mind, the whole point of this video is from an offline perspective. So, trying to make offline experience fun so it's just not a throwaway after 2 years. So, anyways, after that, that's pretty much it within the W. I mean, it's pretty much the same as the NBA as far as team morale and players, how they play. It's the exact same with the my league WNBA playoffs. The only thing I don't like about the playoffs of both NBA and WNBA is that we can't use our own custom rosters. You're stuck with the current roster that is as of date, as of today. 2K share. I mean, again, if you could have 2K share, why can't we share our courts and our uniforms? We could share an entire league, but we can't share our own courts and uniforms in a W. Like, what's like, chat? Let's really talk about it. What's the difference? What's the huge difference for the WNBA not to have community upload versus the males? that they already aren't doing on the male side. Putting these on the uniforms, they already do that with the men's side versus the women. Like, I'm just saying, they've been doing that since 2K18. That's why they took that stuff out of it. I remember back in 2K18, you could have your own design t-shirts and clothes and all that. Took that out for a reason, but why is the WNBA punished for that? Why? I don't know. Anyways, that's pretty much that for the WNBA side. Learn 2K, 2K TV, we do not care. Um, Features within the game. Rosters. I mean, as far as rosters go, they could add some more legendary teams like the 2009, 2010 Lakers. What other teams can be added? Oh, that could be also added within um, the courts too. The ability to have high school, college, and G League courts. I just thought about that just now because G League popped up on the screen. I'm not gonna lie, but still, say like, dang, I could make a GV court, a high school gym, a college arena, an NBA arena. Be pretty dope, man. Not gonna lie. But yeah, as far as legend teams goes, I mean, one team I would like to see added is the 2019 Lakers. I mean, you could throw in that one Magic team that made to the finals in 2008, 9. I think it was 2008, 2009. That one Orlando Magic team that made it to the finals. I mean, other than that, I mean, 2K is pretty in depth with legend teams and all time teams, but the WNBA does not have that. And we'll show you guys in just a second. Matter of fact, I'll show you guys now how the WNBA just has current rosters and that's it. Quite literally, just the Vegas Aces all the way to the wing, to the Valkyries. After that, that's pretty much it for rosters. Create a player. Now, I have a lot of players. So I spend a lot of time in creative, right? One thing, I might as well just say this now. One thing I would love to see back in 2K is Create a Legend. Do y'all know how fire Create a Legend was? The backstory of Create a Legend, it originally started in 2K11, but it was really just for Michael Jordan. But they expanded in 2K12 and 2K13 to have a player that's already in the game as your my player. Now, again, I could kind of see why it's not back in the game because you could technically kind of do this in my league, just player lock on a player, but it's still not the same feeling as Create a Legend, though. Like, Create a Legend was really my player. Like, LeBron could be my player. Steph Curry could be my player. Kyrie Irving could be my player. Michael Jordan could be my player. John Wall back then could be my player. You could pick a bum and make him a legend. You could pick an NBA bum and make him a legend. That's how fun Create a Legend was. But again, I can kind of see why that's not in the game now because you kind of technically do that in my league. Is go to let me show you. I'm gonna show you how to do Create a Legend in my league, but it's still not the same feeling. Technically, all you gotta do is go into my league, go to options, settings, position, and then just player lock on who you want to play as. You could play as Curry or play as LJ Cryer and just play as your my player. But again, it's not the same feeling because it's not Create a Legend, bro. It's just different. But anyways, let's go back to Creative Player. Let's go back to Creative Player. Because one thing I've noticed about Creative Player is that the male side has a lot of accessories, but the women's side unfortunately does not. But anyways, we get into this. This is the vitals for your player, the player's name, position, where they're from. I do like how they added the FIBA in there. That's pretty dope. Birthday, dominant hand, potential, um, injuries, play initiator, so pretty much the ball handler. The appearance, excuse me, their appearance. I mean, these are the same faces from the last few years of 2K. They haven't changed them. At least not till yet. Not until I think the PS6 comes out, in my opinion. The hairs, I think 2K gives up on hair. I'm gonna say it. I think 2K has given up on really putting in effort and working here. Because we've had the same hairstyle since 2K21, it's 2K26, we still have the same hairs. I mean, as time went on, they did add some more, but still, 95% of these hairs are copy and paste. I mean, they have different afros, actual waves in the game, braid styles, dread styles. I mean, is that too hard to ask? To have something new, a refreshing hairstyle? But again, I don't think 2K is going to put that much effort into this game as far as hairs and facial hair and player designing until the PS6 comes out, in my opinion. One thing I do like that 2K does have for the male side is the different body types for creative player. I do like that. You could be skinniest Kevin Durant or the swollest Shaq. You could have your own body type. Your height still max out at 7'7", be almost 400 pounds or 165 pounds, whatever it is for the height. Now, as far as using things like this, shoulder width, wingspan, neck length, and trunk length, which is like your torso area, it's still the same last year. But one thing I do notice, especially on the women's side, they go from this, as soon as you move up one thing, they body go like these. They go from relaxed like this to all of a sudden they're like this. Why? I'm gonna show you guys a prime example when we get to the women's side. Male side, you probably won't notice it too much, but on the women's side, it's definitely there. Tattoos, I mean, they're still the same. The one thing I would love to see back for 2K is face tattoos, but again, this is the NBA, so can't put face tattoos in the NBA. That was pretty dope back in 2K. I think 16, 15, you could put face tattoos on your player. Accessories, again, the same headbands. This is technically that ninja headband. They just took the little tie part off, but it's in the W side though, the women's side. You got all these arm accessories, wrist accessories, elbow accessories, fingers, all that's still the same. Leg accessories are pretty much still the same. Pressure pants, shorts, knees, calves, wearing ankle braces, all that stuff still the same. Attributes still the same. Tendencies, signature skills. Now this is based off of height again, so you have to change your height in order to use a certain player's um signature skills and stuff like that. So technically, I would have to shrink this player in order to get Steph Curry jump shot. But since he's 7'7", he only has big man jump shots. I think big man free throws. Did he get big man dunks? I don't know if he. Yeah, he only has big man dunks, dribble package, all that. Badges are still the same. They just added legend to the badges. I'm gonna get into shoes too. I'm gonna talk about shoes in a second too. But yeah, the guy side is pretty much still the same. The women's side, however, they have some things, but they don't have everything that you could think the male side already has, you think the women's side would have, but they don't. For example, the male side, they have the full sleeve. Y'all remember back in 2022, no, 2023, Winter Soldier Curry, right? Full arm sleeve. Let's look at it, right? Short shoulder sleeve, and the long shoulder sleeve, right? Winter Soldier Curry sleeve. And if you go to the women's side, they do not have it. You got everything else but that. So if you want to create Winter Soldier Curry in the women's side, you have to go to undershirt and then put on the arm sleeve. But then again, it's still not the same thing because you got a whole other shoulder with the sleeve, right? But other than that, it's the same thing as the guy side as far as shot, release, free throws. I mean, it would be nice to have some good dunks for the women's side. If I want to tomahawk like prime LeBron with the women, that happen. If I want to jump from the free throw line like Michael Jordan, I'm just saying I should be able to do that with a WB. I know that's not realistic, but who cares? If I want to hee from the free throw line, let it happen. You know what I mean? I want to have fun playing the WNBA. It's my player, right? Creative player. So allow my creative player to dunk like Julius Erving. I'm just saying that would make the WNBA, as far as their side, really fun to play with. Again, there are dunks, but they're not like the gods. Badges still the same, things of that nature. And you already know what I'm about to say as far as celebrations go. So I said to Slash 2K. I see we can still import player DNA and export our player after we finish creating it. My biggest thing with create a player, certain accessories, still not in the game. For one, goggles, face mask, and mouthpiece for both male and women's side are still not in the game. Now again, as I've said earlier in the video, you can export your player from my career to my league if they have goggles or face mask, whatever, you use it that way. But that should already be in create a player. Why are they not accessories in the game? If you can mocap Steph Curry in the main menu with his mouthpiece out his mouth, but our player can't do that? Why? If our player breaks his or her nose, it'd only be right if I put on a face mask, right? Look like Kobe, Kyrie, and Bron. Again, with goggles. If I get poked in the eye, be able to put on some goggles. Olivia Miles, who'll be in 2K27, she'll have on goggles. Kurt Rambis, Nicki Minaj at a point in time, they wore goggles. So why can't our creative players wear accessories like that? Right? Now I will say again, the little things I do pay attention to from 2K, which I do find a W. If you have Steph Curry's free throw, right? If you have Steph, oh yeah, this player's too tall. Let's see. Let's just shrink you down to 5'5" real quick. And let's say you have Steph Curry's free throw. After you make the free throw, the player points to the sky just like Steph Curry. That's amazing. Just the little things I pay attention to, 2K. After your player shoots the free throw, taps his chest, points to the sky just like her. The only thing that's missing is the mouthpiece out the mouth. And that honestly should be right here with miscellaneous. Right under chew gum should be mouthpiece, mouth guard, and they show a example what it would look like in the game with the mouthpiece throwing out the mouth at the free throw or at the timeout. It's already in the game, so why can't we use it? Face mask, goggles, little things, right? But you already know the celebrations. I gotta have those, bro. I don't want to have 50 player DNAs or certain players because I want their celebrations. My creative player or our creative player should have a wheel of celebrations within the game. Speaking of celebrations, why do you take John Morant's grenade toss out the game? Why did you do that, 2K? Why would you add something and then take it out the game 30 days later? And then you already know 2K's TOS, and that is anything you buy that's taken out the game, you will not be refunded. So, for example, with the John Morant grenade toss, where he throws it into the crowd and covers his ears, that got took out the game, and of course you're not refunded because that's part of their TOS in order to even play the game online. And if you don't sign that TOS, there's no point in even playing the game. Nonetheless, still, a celebration wheel for our creative players, no matter if it's male or women's side. If I want to have the Steph Curry's golf swing, or the LeBron crown, or Jalen Brunson's celebration, or gang signs like John Wall, I should have the full access to every celebration in the game. There should be no height requirement for a celebration. And if I want to shrug like Jordan, if I want to do the LeBron silencer, if I want to shimmy like Curry, I should have that ability to put that on my player celebration wheel. Like how it was back in 2K17, 18, and leading to current day 2K. Every time I score, I could do a celebration. Our creative players should be able to do that with the celebration wheel and not have 50 exported player DNAs of all these NBA players to celebrate after I do something cool in the game. And that goes for male and women's side. Especially the women's side. If I want to do the night night, I should be able to do that. If I want to point at my wrist and do that night night with my WNBA player, celebration wheel comes in. I'm just saying, like back in 2K17, 18, or even 2K16 with the freaking and vibing. I ain't gonna lie, you can bring that back too. Freaking and vibing on these in the court. Some of y'all wouldn't even know about that, bro. That's tough. Anyways, that's creative player. What else? Player DNA or just save players that you have. Shoe creator. See, I'm about to get in my bag. Because shoe creator, in my opinion, is cool. I do like how when I create shoes, they finally have new patterns. Thank you for finally recycling those patterns you have for 10 years. I do like how the fact that you can change the colors of the pattern, right? You can also scale and rotate the patterns, which I love to see, right? I want to scale and rotate them. Now they look like this versus before. One thing I would love to see 2K add within future 2Ks is the ability to upload our own pictures and the ability to create mixed match shoes. If you guys remember those LeBron 15, 16s, we had one shoe was black and one shoe was white, the equalities. I want to create that for my own player. Or if I want to put a picture or upload a picture to my shoes, I should be able to do that, right? Now, I don't know if this is true or not, but I have seen some people in 2K26 say that players around the league could wear your shoes, your custom shoes, which is fire. That's the little things. Love to see that. But this could also be expanded upon with uploading our own pictures and mixed match shoes so that our creativity is being put on display for not just NPC players to put on, but for anybody to put on. Matter of fact, let's have a community upload for shoes for console. That'd be pretty fire. I'm just saying, that'd be pretty fire. But other than that, as far as shoe creator goes, and as far as having all these brands and not being able to create our own shoes in them, my understanding that I don't get. You have one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10 2K. I mean, who makes 2K shoes? But 10 brands in the game. And I don't know why Under Armour is shaded out. Apparently, you can't even create Under Armour anymore. I know, look, I know Curry left Under Armour, but I gotta leave Under Armour too. I can't even create my own Under Armour shoes anymore. Versus previous years, I could. Why? Only 2K can explain that, bro. If I want to create my own Anta shoes, Linings, and ones, peaks, they're just stuck with the shoes that they have. You can't even create our own shoes. I don't get that. If you're gonna put all these brands in the game, at least give us the ability to create our own signature shoes within these brands. If I want to create my own Skechers, let me do that. Now again, of course, 2K brand. Nike, Jordan, Converse, Adidas, Puma, and New Balance and Reebok are the only shoes brands that you create your own custom shoes. But all these other 10 brands, you can't. Why? I don't know. That's 2K for you in a nutshell. But chat, other than that, that's every mode in the game. That's pretty much every mode in the game. Now, coming back to create a player, I would love to be able to use a cyberface on console, but we all know the reason. It's extremely difficult to impossible to have our own cyberfaces on console. But what would be pretty fire is to create realistic creative players by having what you have already in WWE and those older think WWE games where you could export like the cyber face onto your creative player's face. That'd be pretty fire, but again, nonetheless, I don't think 2K is going to put too much effort into this until the PS6 drops, at least in my opinion. But chat, other than that, that's pretty much every mode in the game. Went over my career, a little bit of my team, my NBA, play now, WNBA, and the features in the game. Now, question everybody wants to know. Should you buy NBA 2K26? Rather it's on Christmas, New Year's, it's on sale again, or should you even buy the game at all? This is coming from somebody that bought the $100 edition of this game. I'm going to be all the way 100 with you. If you want it, go buy it. Because who am I to tell you what to do with your money? But I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like 2K25. You're not really missing out on 26. Realistically, 26 is in that phase. I think 2K is in that phase where they're not gonna put too much effort into the game until NBA 2K 28, 29, when the PS6 and the Xbox, whatever is out. Because 2K does this every cycle, right? Well, all the way back to the 360 days. Yeah, they went from 2K7, 9, then 2K11, 12 looked different, and then 13, 14 were pretty much copy and paste. And then from 14, PS3 to PS4, Xbox One, that was like, what am I looking at? This is the real NBA, right? which is up for debate for 2K14 as the most realistic 2K as far as lighting goes. And then from 2K, this is what's considered prime 2K. From 14 to 17, all considered the golden years of 2K. And then we have 2K18. So a lot of people say it's a huge drop off from 17. 19 and 20, excuse me, 19 and 20, in my opinion, were pretty much the same game as far as graphics, pretty much the same. And then we had 2K21, which got us with the wow, this is such a great experience. And now from 2K21 to what I'm assuming is going to be 2K28, PS6 going to come out. I think it'll be 2K28. 2K28, we're going to have that same experience. Like, oh my gosh, that really looks like Steph Curry. Once again, we're going to have that same experience. So again, 2K26, not really missing out too much on the game. It's really just the same thing, just a little slower, a little smoother, with updated rosters. So please do not be in a rush to buy this game because you're not really missing out on a whole lot. Honestly, unless your friends are on the game, other than that, 26 is not a humongous difference from 25. Other than the game moving just a little bit slower, a little smoother because it's AI based, right? Same pro play. I'm just not really missing out on a lot. Other than that, chat, that's it. That's all I have for today. This video is almost an hour 30. Let me know down below in the comments how you feel about my wish list. What do I think could be added within 2K? Talked about a lot. Starting with my career, just a quick recap. My career, let's add some more voices so we're not dissatisfied with the same voice that everybody's using. And not everybody might not like the voice. So give us different voices like how we had in 2K15, right? We already know my career in 2028 is going to be obsolete. I'm not going to be able to even touch it or play it. So that's why I didn't talk about my career in the park too much. Because again, this is supposed to be for the offline experience. But still, all that stuff is not going to be usable anyway. That's going to be shaded out when 28 comes out. My team, again, that's going to be shaded out as well. Not going to be able to play it when the server's cut off. My NBA, let's have different arenas. If I want to create a high school gym, G League arena, college arena, and NBA arena, that should be all four should be an option within the game by now. I've been having custom courts since 2K, whatever, realistically since created teams been in the game. Um, play now, different commentators, the real IRL commentators for every team would be fire. Finally getting Charles Barkley to sit at that table with everybody would be fire. Pro play is the exact same as it's been last year for the most part. Eras, adding the Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain era would be fire, but again, nobody wants to play as plumbers. So I guess that's to each his own. Blacktop, again, blacktop. There's so many things they had in this game that they took out. Blacktop 3-point and dunk contest. Celebrities being in the game. The celebrity teams will be fire. Again, the dunk contest, blacktop, legend showcase. That should be for everybody now, not just the legends. Every team in the game should be able to have 2v2 teammate challenge, 3v3 era challenge, course, game of 21, pickup game, co-ed, blacktop, players named after each other, the best players, um, players wearing their own brands, WNBA having the community uploads I've been active for the last 2 years. All-Star Weekend needs to be revamped. Let's add the skills challenge. Let's make the dunk contest more creative. The WNBA needs the 3-point contest in it now. I don't know why that's not in there. Community uploads needs to be in there as well. And features, maybe add a couple of more legend teams. Revamp creative player. We just talked about shoe creator. And yeah, about it, y'all. That being said, I'm out of here. Comment down below. What do you think should be added in the future 2Ks? What did I miss? Yeah, I'm out of here. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video, man.